CAD workshop number 5. It's so exciting to see how much everyone has grown from the first tutorial on making a sketch to now being able to make something practical, such as glasses. So I named it sunglasses. So if you want to buy sunglass lenses, it can be sunglasses, but really the CAD is just the frame of it. So I'm going to start by, I'll keep the origin, but remove all but one of the planes. So we only have one visible here. This makes it a lot easier to work with. So I'm going to make a sketch. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the two circles, I would say, that go for your eyes, you know. So I'll make an ellipse. So these are going to be circular glasses, by the way. I'm not, they're going to be circular because I don't feel like square would look too good, but that's a me thing. So I'm going to make these ellipses. Okay, there we go. Probably somewhat like so, and you have to trust in the process a little bit, I promise. It will look better than it does now. So next, I want to have a line connecting the two of these, so I'm going to draw the line, and I'm just doing a very basic sketch right now because I'm going to dimension all of this later, and I'm going to make the actual thing that goes around your ear separately, so that will be a different part. So now all that's left is to dimension this. So first, I'm gonna make this 60 millimeters. I'm not really thinking about the dimensions of this too much, as how it would look on me. This is more of a um, kind of model for scale, as in how the size of the parts should relate to each other, unless you should follow this exact way. So next, I do want them to be a little more circular, so I'm going to make this a 40, and then I do want this to be, I want to say wider than it is taller, or taller than it is wider, but I do want there to be a difference in it. So I'm going to say for the width, let's do 40 and just see how that looks, and then do maybe like width of that is maybe 35. I like that. So I'm just going to copy that here. So we have 40 as our main height, and then for this we have 35 as our height, and we have 44 width. So next I want these lines, first of all, to be the same length. I'm going to make it 20 millimeters. This line should be 20 millimeters. And then, let's see, I also want them to be kind of, I don't want them to be uneven per se, so I'm just gonna make sure that they're both horizontal, and it seems as they are, and I like the way they're positioned on there, unless I think it's good as it is here, so I think it's ready to extrude this as it is. So now I'm gonna click the extrude button. I'm gonna click on new. I want these glasses, and I actually want this extruded the other way, which is why I'm gonna extrude it separately. But I definitely don't want them that thick. I want them maybe 5 milliliters. That might even be too much. I'm going for a chunky look, so I'm gonna keep this 5. So notice these are separate parts, which is gonna make it better in the parts assembly studio when working with these. So next I'm going to create some rounded edges, just because I think this look is a little too harsh for my liking, at least. You can keep it like this, but I am going to round it. So I'm going to select all of these sides, and I'm going to click the fillet button. Here it is. So I want to do 2.5 just because I want it to be entirely circular. So this looks right. I like how it's automatically 2.5. So more I can do, 4 rounds doesn't work. But anywho, let's do 2.5. There we go. And then it looks fine here as it is. I like it. So by the way, when you 3D print this, these lines are not going to be visible. They're only here for Onshape, so you know what it looks like right now. But next, I think I'm going to change the fillet to something less than 2.5. I'm going to make it like 1 or maybe 2. Just not 2.5. I feel like 2.5 is too much. I'm kind of experimenting here too. I like this. So next, I'm going to extrude the other part. So I'm going to make the sketch visible again, select it, and we want to extrude this, but we don't want to do it that way. We want to do it the other way, and probably only like 3 millimeters. Let's see. I definitely don't like how the way the sketch is. It's not going to be, I think I am going to do it the other way, because otherwise the sketch is just not. Okay, that looks about right. I think 3 millimeters is a decent amount, but I do want to fillet some of the edges here. So I would say the bottom edges definitely, and then this top edge needs to get a fillet. I'm gonna leave that one edge straight though, just because I think that it looks nice if one of them is straight. So there we go. I don't know why all the lines suddenly decided to deselect. Okay, let's see how that looks. That looks pretty nice. Okay. So this is kind of how the glasses are looking. So now I'm going to build the other side of them. So this means making everything not visible again. I'm going to make a new sketch, and I'm going to trace the outside. So glasses usually have that curve here. There we go. Say like about there. Dude, how to select the curve. I actually don't know how I made it be able to curve, but we're just gonna do like so. And that should be decent enough, but I'm gonna dimension this. So this I'm gonna make a 90. This is gonna be a 25. I actually like this with the radius. Okay. I'm gonna make this, what if it has a small radius? This, I feel like this should be maybe a 45, just for going. And then this dimension, I'll make this a 68. And this height should be 11. Or maybe even a 10, just because it's a little bit. Okay, so next I'm gonna play around with this radius concept. Okay, I like that. So next I'm gonna dimension that. This little section is gonna be a 5. Okay. Good. So next I'm gonna fillet some of the edges before I get to extrude it. So I'm gonna do that by doing, I want this edge. It is not letting me select. Oh, because I'm not in the sketch edit mode again. Edit. Oh, I accidentally clicked out of the sketch, but there should be a fillet right about here. Here it is. So I want to do this edge for sure. And I would say, I like the 5 radius, so I'm going to do that. And then I think that for the rest of it, I'm definitely this part just because I feel like otherwise it's just too sharp. So maybe like so. And then I would say the rest of it looks pretty good. So next, my next thing is going to be to change these to be a nice number to work with. There we go. So I'm going to do click yes on here. So let's extrude this and see how it looks. Give me just, okay. So 3 millimeters looks about right. I think I'm liking 3 millimeters. So I'm going to do that, and then this part, we're going to duplicate this. So I'm going to do copy here, and just drag it out. And there you go. We have parts 4 and 5. So let's go into our assembly, load in all of these parts. So here we go. So our next step is going to be attaching these parts together. So let's start with this glasses nozzle. So we're going to do a fastened mate because we want them to be connected no matter what. And we're going to fasten that to this area. Eesh, not over there. I don't think there's going to be a way for me to fasten it well on a circle. I'm going to need to create a special place to attach this or do an add kind of extrude. So I'm going to fix that. Give me a second. Let's go here. So I'm going to keep this on the video just so you can fix this for yourself too. So you want this to be an add and the merge scope. We need to make part 1 and 2 visible, but merge scope part 1 and 2. Okay. So that is how it looks attached. So now going back into our assembly, that should be updated. So now basically what that means is that we can't disattach these. So next I have to merge these. So these are going to be pretty tough to merge, which is why I'm going to make little hooks here that I can merge it to. I'll explain what I mean shortly. First of all, these parts are really bold. That should not be. What part is this? Why is that part 2? Okay. Okay. Anywho, I'm gonna do that by making a new plane right here and then adding the hooks. So let's make a new sketch, or not plane, on this part here. And we're just gonna do little rectangles basically that make it easier for me to attach the hook there. So we're gonna do that, and then we're going to do 3 by 5 millimeters. Good. And then we're going to make this coincident with this line, this coincident with that line. There we go. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other side. So here. And I made it a 3 by 5. I remember that. So let's dimension this. 3 by 5. Okay. Next, let's just create a. There we go. And next, we're going to extrude both of these. Just 1 millimeter. This is just so I can attach an assembly, and we're going to do, yeah, we'll do add. And then that should be about right. So now we actually have a place to connect these. So now, if you're asking, I'm going to do a simple fastening mate. I'm going to click on this surface and that surface. Okay. Interestingly enough, oh, it's facing the wrong way. Okay. And also there's some problems loading the parts. So I'm going to restart the assembly. Give me a second. Okay, so now it should work fine. All I did was have to restart my assembly because things were updated. So I'm going to attach this and this. So right now it's poking through, but what I need it to do is face the other way. There we go. So that should be about right. So I'm gonna do yes on that check mark. Actually, so I feel like I should have made the curve on the bottom there, not the top. So I'm going to fix that later in the sketches. But I'm gonna do the same thing here. Good, and I like how it remembers that. So these are almost the finished result. Let me just go back into the part studio, find my sketch. It was this one I see. I had part 1. So instead of doing this one curved, we should make the other one curved. So here, let's do a 0 radius, and here we should do the 5mm radius. Okay. So, okay. So now that it's updated, I do like that better. I think that this corner though is a little sharp, so I'm going to fix that. I don't know why I didn't catch that earlier. Just I thought it would look good, but it really did not. So this is probably the last thing I'm gonna update. So, okay, I do like the 15-inch radius. Ish. Okay, so I definitely like that better. So I didn't code the assembly to be able to allow moving the parts. Like these can't really flap anywhere. I didn't add that in. So basically, if you were to print these glasses, it would just be something you slide onto your face rather than be able to unclip or whatever. And there's definitely a few things to improve with the dimensioning there, but this is kind of the basic tutorial. And you can kind of fool around with a lot of this stuff by yourself and figure out what works. But otherwise, I do think that it is a good build, and I definitely enjoyed making these. I hope you liked it too, and that you can use these and kind of make them some cool colors. I'm gonna make mine some cool colors and show y'all, but thank you for watching. Okay, I did it, but thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. I'll post a link to this CAD so you can reference it too in the description of the video. Thanks, bye!